Every serious YouTube creator I know has the same problem. They open 5 different tabs, one for ideas, one for competitor research, one for scripts, one for thumbnails, one for SEO, and they spend more time managing the workflow than they do actually making videos. The tools exist. They're just scattered everywhere and none of them talk to each other. VidNinjas fixes that. And most people building on YouTube right now have never heard of it. The mainstream creator tool space is dominated by VidIQ and TubeBuddy, platforms that have been doing the same keyword dashboards and view count overlays for years. Meanwhile, a completely different category of tool has been quietly taking shape. One that doesn't just show you data, one that actually helps you make the video, script to thumbnail, research to publish, in one place. So in the next 20 or so minutes, I'm going to walk you through exactly what VidNinjas is, what it actually does that nothing else does, and why I think a lot of serious creators are going to be switching to it. We're going to go deep on the Sensei AI script pipeline inside the dojo, the Kumo Authority web semantic graph that most people haven't even figured out yet, the Sauce competitor intelligence system, the Thumbnail 2.0 canvas editor, and the Claude desktop MCP integration that turns your AI assistant into a full script studio. And I'll show you how the whole thing connects into one coherent workflow that most creators are spending hours building manually every single week. Before we touch any features, you need to understand what makes VidNinjas structurally different from every other YouTube tool out there. Because if you skip this part, the individual features won't make sense. VidIQ, TubeBuddy, most of the keyword and analytics tools, they're all built around the same model. You have a channel. You want data about that channel. The tool shows you data. That's the whole product. They're dashboards. Excellent dashboards in some cases, but dashboards. VidNinjas is built around a completely different question. The question isn't what is happening on your channel. The question is what video should you make next and how do you make it great? That shifts everything. Instead of a dashboard, you get a production pipeline. Instead of data you have to interpret yourself, you get AI that reads the data and turns it into a script. Instead of a keyword list, you get a semantic knowledge graph that shows you which topics you actually have authority to rank for and which ones you'd be wasting your time on. That's the foundation. Now let's go feature by feature. The dojo is the center of gravity in VidNinjas. It's the default section when you open the app, and it's where your entire video production pipeline lives. You add a video to the dojo by URL or video ID. Maybe it's a video you're actively working on, maybe it's one you're planning. Each item moves through a set of production stages: title and description, script, edit, publish. Simple enough. But the magic is what happens inside each item when you open the editor. Inside the dojo editor, there's a purple panel called Sensei AI. This is a 3-step AI script production pipeline, and it is genuinely the best automated scripting workflow I've used. Here's how it works. Step 1, you hit Run Research. 1 credit. Sensei goes off and researches your topic based on the video title. Before it does, you configure 4 things: your channel style, your target audience, your target script length, and your content language. That context shapes everything that comes back. The research step is powered by Anthropic Claude. Not a cheap summarizer, it's doing real structured research on the topic. Step 2, once the research comes back, you hit Write My Script. 2 credits. Sensei takes the research and writes the full script. Not an outline, not bullet points, the actual script. And because it has the channel style and target audience you set, it's not generic content, it's calibrated to your voice. Step 3, humanize and create SEO kit. 2 more credits. This step does 2 things. It polishes the script so it sounds like something a human would actually say out loud, removing the stiff AI cadence that makes AI scripts feel flat, and it generates your SEO package: titles, description, and hashtags. The whole thing is done. 5 credits. Full research, full script, fully humanized, full SEO package. For context, a halfway decent freelance scriptwriter charges anywhere from $200 to $1,000 per script depending on their rate and turnaround time. That's what we're comparing this to. And here's the part that I think a lot of people miss. VidNinjas also ships an MCP server for Claude desktop. If you're already using Claude for research or writing, you can install the VidNinjas MCP server. Takes about 2 minutes, and now Claude has direct access to your dojo, your competitor data, your trends, your channel information, everything. You can run the entire script studio pipeline from inside Claude desktop. Language setup: channel onboarding, angle generation, deep research pulling from YouTube and trends, full script writing through 5 quality passes, humanization, SEO kit, and it saves directly to your dojo with a proof of work certificate attached. The proof of work certificate is something I haven't seen from any other creator tool. It's a cryptographic record of the entire human AI collaboration session. Every decision point, every editorial stage, which parts came from the AI, which parts you changed, which angles you picked. It creates a verifiable audit trail of your creative process. Some creators don't care about that, but for anyone building a brand around authentic content or anyone working in a team where provenance matters, this is a big deal. Now let's talk about the sauce. This is VidNinjas' competitor intelligence system. Here's the problem it solves. Every niche on YouTube has a competitive landscape. Some topics are completely saturated. 10 channels all covering the same ground, no room for a new player to get traction. Some topics are actively being worked by big channels, meaning there's proven demand, but you're fighting for scraps. And some topics are genuinely underserved. Real search volume, but nobody's covering them well. The sauce finds those underserved topics for you. You set it running in the background. It can take up to 15 minutes because it's doing a deep pull. And when it comes back, you have a competitor content map showing you which topics are saturated, which are active, and which are genuinely open territory. Powered by Gemini and YouTube search working together. This kind of research used to take creators anywhere from 2 to 8 hours to do manually. You'd have to go channel by channel, video by video, build a spreadsheet, spot the gaps yourself. The sauce does it in one run. Now let me spend real time on the feature I think is most underestimated in VidNinjas. Nobody else is building this. It's called Kumo, and it lives in the Authority Web section. Kumo is an interactive semantic knowledge graph for your channel. Here's the idea behind it, and it matters for understanding YouTube's algorithm. YouTube's recommendation system doesn't just look at your individual videos. It's building a model of what your channel is about, what topics you cover, how they relate to each other, whether you look like an authoritative source on a subject or a generalist who jumps around. Channels with strong topical authority on a specific cluster of related subjects get dramatically more recommendations than channels with the same view counts but scattered content. Most creators have no visibility into this. They can see their subscriber count and their views. They can't see how YouTube's topic graph is modeling their channel. Kumo visualizes this. It maps your channel's semantic entity network, the topics, subtopics, and related concepts that define your content territory. You can see anchor topics, expand into related ones, generate content protocols for filling in gaps, and understand which topic branches actually connect to your core authority cluster. This is the kind of strategic layer that full-time YouTube strategists charge consulting fees to provide. It's built into VidNinjas. Let's move to thumbnails because VidNinjas actually has 2 separate thumbnail systems, and they serve different purposes. The first is the AI thumbnail generator, accessed via the thumbnail section for pro users. You describe what you want, it generates thumbnail concepts using AI generation models with multiple refinement passes. Useful for rapid ideation, getting visual directions quickly before you commit to a design. The second is Thumbnail 2.0, the canvas editor. This is a full drag and drop design studio. You import images, place text, resize, crop, annotate, layer everything visually. It has a full toolbar, context menus, crop presets for every standard ratio, and annotation tools. You can bring in images from the AI generator or import your own. When you're done, you export directly to image. This is not a light thumbnail tool. This is a real canvas editor that lives inside the same app as your script pipeline, which means the workflow from I have a script to I have a thumbnail never leaves one tab. The Chrome extension is worth mentioning separately because it adds a layer on top of YouTube itself that changes how you browse for research. It has a view threshold blackout feature. You set a minimum view count, say 100,000 views, and any video below that threshold is masked on the YouTube feed. What this does is filter your research browsing to only high-performing content. When you're looking at a competitor's channel or a topic area, you're seeing the signal, not the noise. The extension also has one-click transcript copying. You're watching a video for research, you find a good one, you grab the full transcript in one click, and it injects directly into Claude, ChatGPT, Grok, and Gemini. So whatever AI platform you're using for your research sessions, your YouTube context can go straight into it. On the platform side, VidNinjas runs everywhere. There's a web app, a desktop app, for macOS, Windows, and Linux, an iOS app, and the Chrome extension. All of them connect to the same account, the same dojo, the same data. Your production pipeline is wherever you are. The pricing model is credit-based on top of a subscription. The Sensei AI pipeline costs 5 credits for the full run. Research, script, humanization, SEO kit. Credits are included in your plan or available as top-ups. There's a basic tier, a pro tier that unlocks the sauce, Kumo, both thumbnail systems, and the full assistant, and the whole thing is priced well below what you'd pay for a script writer, a graphic designer, and a separate competitor research tool. Let me zoom out for a second. Because I want to be honest about where this fits. VidNinjas is not going to replace the creative judgment of a great channel. The best YouTube channels succeed because of a specific person with a specific perspective on a specific subject. No tool changes that. What VidNinjas does is remove the mechanical work that gets in the way of that creative core. The research, the script drafting, the thumbnail design, the competitor mapping, all of that is production overhead. It's necessary, but it's not the thing that makes your channel worth watching. What VidNinjas is doing is compressing that overhead down to a fraction of what it used to take. A process that used to take a creator 2 days from idea to ready to film can now take 2 hours. That changes what's possible. It changes how many videos you can make. It changes how much time you have left to actually improve the quality of the creative work. The comparison to VidIQ and TubeBuddy isn't even quite right because those tools were never trying to do what VidNinjas does. They're analytics layers. VidNinjas is a production system. It's a different job. If you're a solo creator who's serious about YouTube, not treating it as a hobby, treating it as a channel you want to build, and you're spending meaningful hours every week on research, scripting, and thumbnail work, VidNinjas is the first tool I've seen that actually addresses all 3 of those in a connected way, not just better versions of existing tools. A different workflow entirely. If you're a team or an agency running multiple channels, the dojo pipeline is built for that. You can share dojos with collaborators, track production stages across multiple videos, and the MCP server integration means your AI tools have full visibility into the pipeline state. There are rough edges. The authority web section has a learning curve. If you've never thought about semantic topic authority, the Kumo graph is going to take some time to interpret. The AI thumbnail generator is better for ideation than for production-ready final thumbnails. The idea system is accessible, but doesn't surface in the main nav by default. But the trajectory here is clear. A script pipeline powered by Claude, competitor intelligence powered by Gemini and YouTube, a semantic authority graph that most creator tools don't even know they need, a real canvas editor, a Claude desktop MCP integration, and a Chrome extension that changes how you do research, all shipping from one product. That's a serious tool set. The proof of work certificates, the editorial ledger tracking, the channel-aware AI that calibrates to your voice. These are features that are at least a year ahead of anything VidIQ or TubeBuddy are shipping. The creators who find VidNinjas early are going to have a real advantage before the rest of the space catches up. If you're building a YouTube channel and you want to know what a modern AI native production workflow actually looks like, this is the one to learn. Not because it's perfect, but because it's already doing things that the incumbents haven't figured out yet, and the team is moving fast.